What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer, and just making it's not going to be a short video, but making a video today. Just say Happy New Year's to everybody. Hope you guys stayed safe during all these crazy weird times, and hopefully during that time I was able to take you out of it for a second. I know it can be really stressful, so that's what I try to do when I make these videos and all that kind of stuff. But let me know what you guys are looking forward to in the year 2021, like any kind of big plans for me. I'm hoping to get hired by SiriusXM. I don't mind telling you guys a little bit about my personal life and stuff like that. I work in radio. I have my radio show in just a few hours from when I'm recording this. So I'm trying to stay as positive as possible, look at the bright side of everything, and just be thankful for everything that I have. And hopefully you guys share that same kind of sentiment. But anyways, another Fresh Start Friday. If you guys are new to the channel, Fresh Start Friday is I have a bunch of duels on the backlog, and some of these I just don't feel like making individual videos for, either because I made them recently or I don't have enough replays or something like that. But they're interesting duels that I have played throughout the week, and I get a fresh start. I delete all the replays and put them on YouTube and stuff like that. So that's the idea behind it. Try to show off a bunch of different ones, and almost all of these that I'm going to show you here have deck profiles on my channel too. So if you like this video and you like something in it, then you can go to another other videos in my channel. I'm just falling apart here, and check them out. But anyways. Starting off here with dinosaurs, and they kind of open everything that they need, right? Red reboot, 2 fossil digs, which is absolutely crazy, and he's got a gem in his hand. He won't be able to use it now, which is good for me, so I guess it's kind of good that I went second. I'm still testing around with the Shaddoll Dark Magician. I think this is the only replay I have for you guys today, but it's getting better for sure. This is one of my favorite decks to play, just because it's kind of one of those original ones that I created, like Edlich Monarch, so they are a little more special to me because it's something that I kind of came up with myself. I'm sure a lot of you guys feel the same way about certain decks for you as well. Kaijus, man, are just putting in a ton of work. Surprisingly, he didn't set that red reboot. I'm not sure why. I guess you can play it from the hand. We'll see. I haven't played a trap yet, obviously, but still, I don't know. I feel like you should set it. I already used Shaddoll Fusion, and plus I forgot I didn't add Polymerization to my hand, so that was a kind of a misplay, but not really. I mean, I did set up Eternal Soul and everything like that, and I do have the Destined Rivals, which is really good. Man, the Shaddoll engine is just so good in this deck. Just all the dark monsters, for Dark Magician, so good to just get into the graveyard. There's so many good effects, obviously, like Soul Servant. So he finally uses that, but he's really just stalling for nothing at this point. I just have to go for game. Get rid of it. I probably could have activated a bunch of more stuff, and I do a little bit here, but no more summoning from the extra deck or all that craziness. Just go for game. That's it. So this is a full board. I don't know if I've ever done that on the channel before. It's not an extra link, but it's darn near close to one. Here's a Pure Egyptian Gods, which I just did the deck profile on, and thank you guys for the support on that. Definitely one of my fastest growing videos on the channel. It's so cool, I think, to see Evil Swarms. Like, what a dedicated little archetype we have here. So this is one of the best openings you can obviously get, especially if I'd summoned Slifer just off of that, and maybe I should have. I could have used the effect of Thunder Force, because I had not yet at the time used Bot Disparity. So I'm trying to grab Exchanging Souls and Thunder Attack, because if he commits to the board at all, basically I'm good to go. Metal Reflex Slime, sometimes it just doesn't work. I don't understand it, so I still don't. Another Pot of Disparity, really good, although I'm already sitting quite pretty. I haven't even used Metal Reflex Slime yet, which is going to turn into an Egyptian God Slime, and I'm kind of waiting it out. I probably should have activated this. Not really sure what the reason for that was on my end. I could have summoned one of the Egyptian gods, probably just something I didn't think about at the time. So yeah, Tornado Dragon putting in a lot of work for him, but it's okay. I have plenty of remaining resources. I'm sure I go for Slifer the Sky Dragon to make sure he can't really summon anymore. You can grab the Metal Reflex Slime back and go into the Winged Dragon Raw if I really do want to. This protects it from spell and trap effects, not monster effects, so he can keep summoning all he wants, but it's not going to do anything at all. against older strategies too, man. That's there's not much you're gonna be able to do with that. I wanted to summon the Winged Dragon of Ra, but it wouldn't have been game, so it really just would have been more of a flex than anything. And plus, this gives me protection for my Egyptian gods. So in reality, just a much smarter move. Now we're going to get into the Monarch Edlich stuff. Again, I do think the True Draco variant of this is probably better. But if you like, pure Monarchs, obviously, it comes down to preference, because neither of these, are going to be meta. And unfortunately, Caius' effect is mandatory. So going first is not the best card to open. So I just had to like chuck away the Dragonoid Generator. He was using Cyber Dragons, not be able to go into the extra deck. That's it. Sometimes it's just auto win. I didn't even see any of the Eldritch stuff in that hand, which is funny. Cursed Eldlin is really good, especially when you have Magician Souls, because you're able to use both effects in the first turn. Does have the Gamma to get the effect of Cursed Eldlin. And I do have a Sanguine and a Conquistador, so I have at least, one disruption. Luckily for me, he didn't draw anything. He's got the There Can Be Only One. See what I can do about that. I'm getting set up for Golden Land Forever. He holds off on the There Can Be Only One, which I guess makes sense, but he does have two of them. And, me thinking he doesn't have multiple copies, just going to go ahead and do that. But if he doesn't have any monsters to summon, it's pretty bad for him. Conquistador is all face-up cards, not monsters, if you can believe that. And now I'm going to be able to set up the domain lock and everything like that. I don't even know if he was using it necessarily. Maybe he was running Psyframes or something dogmatic. That's pretty wild, whatever's going on here. But in that sense, in this game, if I just had Monarch stuff, I might have been not very well off. But because I have all of this disruption in the form of the Eldritch cards, I can stay in the game. These are Battle Wasp. In case you're a Battle Wasp fan, I figured I'd show this because I've never done that before. How many times are you going to run into Battle Wasp players? So I'm going to be able to get both effects off here for Cursed Eldlin and Sanguine off of the draw too for Magician Souls. Kind of the best, most ideal situation. Do not get the domain lock, unfortunately, to draw into my Monarch monsters. But I do still have two disruptions. And that one just, came very much in handy there. And because he didn't have anything else, I went ahead and destroyed it. I think it was a quick effect, so I probably just should have read the card more, but reading is very difficult, obviously. Unfortunately for him, Battle Wasps are not it, Chief, as we say in the business. Get the two effects off Conquistador and Hakero. That's going to give me two Sanguines. Again, I have another Conquistador, so at least I have a disruption, whatever it may be. I figured he's probably going to like synchro summon or something like that, and that's exactly what he does. I don't know if Battle Wasps have that many extenders, and I ended up being right there. And now I can just go into Vanity's Ruler after using the effect of Magician Souls. Can't summon from the extra deck and can't just special summon at all. Pretty good lock here. And I can, use this effect now just in case, but with all of these restrictions, and I have also a negate, just an Omni negate, it's kind of an impossible situation to come back from. And it looks like I'm playing, this is like, it's Assault Beast, but it's like the archetype of, Stardust Assault mode. Really cool. I think when I first started playing Yu-Gi-Oh, like a couple of people were playing this, but that's about it. I really don't have the best opening at all here, because I don't think I tribute summon for it. Yeah. He just ends on TG Hyper Librarian. I basically got really lucky, although I know he's going to try to activate Assault Mode activate, so that prevents him from using the trap card itself. And then I should be able to just, I already set up the domain lock, and now I have the Monarchs Erupt as well. I don't know how he gets out of this. I don't think he even realizes it just yet. I'm seems like I'm toying with him a little bit here, with just leaving the Monarchs Erupt on, but could have done that a long time ago. But once he realized, You can activate all. You can have all the assault mode activates you want, but you can't activate it, right? I do have a long series of Invoked Egyptian Gods. I mentioned it. Well, I didn't mention it too briefly, but I didn't spend a lot of time on this Invoked Shaddoll Winged Dragon of Ra deck. But it's still so good. It's still the one of the best decks I've ever featured on this channel, like personally, because you guys know I don't like to play meta. This is probably the closest I'm going to get, because regular Invoked Shaddolls already alone are half decent. But this, I think, just takes it to another level. I don't know what he had, and I thought for a long time to use to take out, El Shaddoll, whatever, the water one. But it seemed to work out here. I can't see what his cards are, but you just never know when. This is good against Edlich, right? You can't special summon monsters from the hand using or graveyard using spell or trap effects. Now they can still summon from the deck, but Sanguine also does from the graveyard. You never know when stuff like that can come up. So pretty interesting for sure. One of these is awesome. It's one of the coolest duels I think I've ever had, but it isn't the best going first deck, especially because of the Shaddoll stuff and then Winged Dragon of Ra too. But setting up one negate and hopefully you have like an Ash Blossom in your hand or Guardian Slime to back it up, so it's not really just out there, all by itself. Fortunately for this guy, one of the first decks I ever played in Yu-Gi-Oh, like in casual play, was Vampires. So he completely kind of takes over the duel here, but now that he owns a monster from the extra deck, even though he didn't summon it, Shaddoll Fusion is online, which is just so weird, right? And the Shaddoll cards put in a ton of work in the deck, just being able to pop cards in the back. I'm going to be able to get all of his little spells and traps. I'm going to get all my monsters back. And then I still have the negate now because I never used it. He used Crackdown early into it. Had Guardian Slime in my hand. I'm going to be able to add Blaze Cannon. And he ended up surrendering because I could have used Alistair the Invoker to finish the game out. Really good. So it's just able to work through so much disruption just because it does so many unique things that not a lot of people can do. And there's also still room for hand traps like Ash Blossom, which is also really nice. And really, going second, or like if you want to like change your strategy, you can just take out all the Winged Dragon of Ra stuff and add more hand traps, because in the core of it, it's still Invoked Shaddoll stuff. And look at this, look how high, so this monster gains attack equal to the damage it takes. It's kind of a pretty good defensive monster, obviously. So I'm starting off by picking off his back row, and I'm going to be able to tribute. I have the Winged Dragon of Ra in my hand, luckily, and I add Blaze Cannon just in case. So I'm going to tribute all of these monsters. Alright, great. So use the effect of Alistair, send it to the graveyard. I have Invocation. Use Invocation's effect to bring Alistair back to my hand. Increase the attack once again. And what do you know? 15,000. That's the highest I think I've ever gotten the Winged Dragon of Ra. That's pretty impressive. Playing Invoked Shaddoll, who would ever expect for this to plop down on the field for 15,000 attack? That's the cool, unique thing about it, the deck for sure. So that was one of the most fun duels I've had in recent memory. Just because no one in the world thinks you're going to get one-shotted off of a board like that, He's going to do his Gaga stuff. I did a little disruption early, and I still have the Kaiju. That's why why it's probably a going second deck. You want to be able to one-shot your opponent like that, and cards like Gamma Seal, make that very possible. Plus, it has synergy with Egyptian God Slime, because if you have Guardian Slime in your hand and Gamma Seal, it's a water monster, so you can go right. You can actually fusion summon the old-fashioned way using it, which is really cool, and definitely comes up every once in a while. Everything in the deck just flows well together. There's really nothing that goes against each other. And sometimes Macabre is just able to put in a lot of work, and that's why the ceiling is higher than it is for pure Egyptian Gods or Monarch Egyptian Gods. There's just other engines that do a lot for you, just to win games, like in almost all situations. And having that thing in the back pocket of just tribute summoning, you never know when that kind of stuff can show up or come into play. This is one of the wackiest duels I think I've ever played. This is UA's, and I made him go first, which is to my advantage. He's got the Meltdown, but Meltdown it's not use once per turn, or no, it's not activate once per turn. It's use the effect. So even if he negated the first one, I still had the second one for the search. You cannot negate any spells, and I think for the most part I'm going to be able to go for game here. Pretty close. So, and I do have Guardian Slime in my hand. Unfortunately, he's not going to go into the extra deck. That's just UA just doesn't do that. Every single time I play this deck, it doesn't seem that way. So he's going ahead and use the UA Stadium. He's getting back in this game slowly but surely. It's pretty crazy how they are like one card play starters. Not something you would ever expect to see out of UA monsters. And they all have, there's so many different ones too. You gotta be, I feel like you have to be pretty skilled to play a UA deck. Timing this just right for Guardian Slime. He actually ordered it correctly because the second to last monster he used, you can't activate monster effects during the like battle phase or whatever. So I couldn't summon it until the end. He tries to bounce my Winged Dragon of Ra, I think destroy it, but I did have Hyper Blaze in my hand. So at that point, you can do whatever you want or continue the battle phase. Oh no, he actually keeps bouncing them out of his hands and throwing them all in defensive position. And this one destroys a card on the field. So he does survive the churn. So I'm kind of hanging out there. He's got to top deck something good. I don't know what that means. I mean, he's going to be able to get a Hyper Stadium to his hand, but I don't know if he had any applicable targets left in the deck. I mean, he burned through a lot of resources there. So I kind of got lucky, but he also played that pretty smart. That was a really good duel. Here's Trap Tricks, so definitely one of the hot ticket items right now going on, but he does have extra deck monsters, so I already technically have the advantage. I'm going to be able to start destroying a bunch of stuff. I think he kind of uses the Lost Wind way early here. He's going to set all these traps again, but he can't activate them. They were just set this turn, so the rest of my turn I know for sure is free unless he has a crazy hand trap. Even Lost Wind, of course, he can't use another time, which means I can just go into Rainbow Neos. I can set that Shaddoll Fusion, all that's going to get shuffled back into the deck, and then I can start attacking, you know, and one card, I have no spells and traps. I mean, that's a useless card in his hand. So the advantage definitely goes to me. I'm playing Penguins here, sure. We can finish off with Penguins, and I'll save some of these other for another time. I didn't know what he had face down, and it ended up kind of working out for me. Penguin Soldier is would you know, return 2 cards to my hand, unless I ended up summoning Macabre. But if I had just gone for the Winged Dragon of Ra, which is what I do here, I would have definitely lost this duel. That's 13 attack, Winged Dragon of Ra. So that's there it is for that. So showed up a few decks, I think 4. Let me know what you guys think. But once again, Happy New Year's, guys. Have an absolutely, you know, wonderful night, and I'll see you guys next time.